Kerry.
And I'm Dee Dee.
And this is the Kerry and Dee Dee Show.
Hello.
So today we're going to talk about racism. I know, it's a big title and it's everybody's some heavy shit. But I really don't believe that it's a heavy situation. I always look at racism as a spectacular diversion. As long as you have people hating each other, the people who are in control of the world can literally do anything they want. And I used, on a job that I previously had, I encountered a type of racism. You see me, I'm a dark-skinned brother. And I was, what would you call them? Biracial? My client was biracial. We spent 6 months standing outside of my office. I was working his show in my former job, and helping him with his job, with his getting his show together. This guy and I, we spent every day shooting a breeze, literally talking about family. My wife even made cookies and sent, had them sent over because he lived in another state and he was down in, the South kind of for a long time. So we were really becoming friends.
So you thought.
So that I thought. As soon as some shade came up, instead of him taking our friendship and saying, hey, I've been talking to this dude for 6 whole months. Let me talk to him before I start making some moves on this. And really, the situation wasn't a black and white situation as much as he made it into that. It was like...
Well, didn't he say he didn't like black people?
He said that his father had issue with black folks. They don't like black people. But who does like black people? I know black people who don't like black people. I mean, literally, darker than me, don't like black people. I hate.
But don't you think that's kind of senseless?
It's senseless.
If you're black and you don't like your own race, or if you're white and you don't like your own race, like what?
Yeah, because on either side, I've seen it. I've seen blacks not like blacks, whites not like whites.
Asians
the
not like
diversion
Asians.
Is so great that it's not only divided the peoples against themselves, but it's divided the peoples in the group against themselves. So you might have white guys that I'm that guy that can sit and talk to anybody. I'll be talking to a white guy, and he's a Irish white person, and he'll say, I can't stand Italian Americans. It's like, but all of y'all are white together.
Right. So
to me it was like,
sense.
That's like, wow, because I was like, damn, it's like
it's a divide within
a divide within a divide. I mean, we can start breaking this. Racism can be broken down so far that you just start becoming crazy. Because it's like, well, we're all Italians, but you got a little black in you. We're all Asian, but your dad is white. It's weird how the divide.
Why does it matter so much? A human being is a human being. It shouldn't even matter. Like,
I think that anybody who drinks water should shut the fuck up, because we all shit and piss in that water, and we all
shit and piss. Period.
No, but we all shit and piss in that water, and we're drinking off of each other. So when you really think about what's really there.
There shouldn't be any division,
because you can drink water that I pissed and shit in and brush my teeth with, and it's just traveling back and forward. I know it sounds nasty, but it's the truth. We shit and piss in the water, and we drink the water. And I don't care how much cleaning you do, it's still we drink the water.
Right. We get it.
So I think this is a big diversion. It's a diversion. It's just like religion is a diversion. It's like, you're Baptist, he's Pentecostal, that one's Catholic, he's Jewish, and no, dude. It's all a diversion. It's all a diversion to get your mind off of what your mind should really be on. What the fuck is going on in the world? Because the moment you take your mind off of that, the moment you watch a video, a movie, you've been diversion. They can do anything they want. anything they want when you're not paying attention. And that's all racism is to me. I know some people got these deep-seated things, slavery, all of that. But the truth of the matter is it's a diversion. It's set in place because as long as you can get people hating one another, they're not focused on the real issues. And that is the truth, as much as truth can go. Racism literally doesn't exist, but in your own state of being. Because if you really look at it, a white guy who's looking at me saying he doesn't like me because I'm black. And because, you know, because my father's father was a slave is really out of place, because it's just like right now, everybody that's white don't have $1 million. So everybody who was back in the 1500s didn't have slaves. It's not something that every white person had a slave. Some of them were just as much in slavery as we were. They were working on the plantation just like we were. Maybe not in the hardest jobs, but just as much as we were. It's like everybody didn't own slaves. And I laugh and cringe when I hear people say, yeah, my grandfather probably owned yours. I was like, if your people had money to own slaves back then, you would still have a stench of money from that time. That old money would still be living. The people who own slaves are still fucking rich. Right now, they own better slaves. We're all indentured servants now. We have to work for everything we get. The stupidest thing you can do is buy a house for $1 million and have a next door neighbor, not 20 feet away from you on both sides. You spend $1 million on your house, but you can't grow nothing in the backyard. So you're owing somebody. Racism only exists because it's there to divert us from our attention from what's really going on in the world. I've been holding this down, but what do you think?
Yeah. I just think it's ridiculous, period. I just think that it doesn't make any sense. You know, people are people. Look, it don't matter what color you are. You can be brown, black, green, blue. It don't matter. We're all the same. I feel we all are the same. So, you know, maybe we do things a little differently. You know, have different cultures, but we're all the same. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just, it don't make any sense.
We're all human. It's
not like
if there was an attack on Earth from outside, we would all be fighting whatever that is together. As humans, a human race against whatever that is trying to come in and destroy us. I just cringe at this whole thing, this whole situation. And then people really grow up feeling sick because they're standing next to somebody that they've been taught to hate.
Yeah, I just don't understand I don't understand racism, but I really don't understand racism within your own culture. Like, you know, in many cases,
I grew up pretty well off.
Any sense.
But there were people that I knew that was like, oh, they come to the house that we lived in, that my family lived in. It's like, yeah, we'd like to live out here. And then it was like, yeah, because we don't want to be around them black people.
And they were black.
It's like,
look.
It's like, what?
Don't get me wrong. It's like, okay, if you're black, white, whatever your race is, if you grew up around a certain type of person, I can understand you not wanting to be around a certain type of person, not the color of the person, but a certain type of person. Like maybe you grew up around people that were a certain way and you just didn't like that lifestyle that way and you want to get away from it. Fine. But I don't think it should be based on race. You know what I mean? Like, every race of person, I mean, there are people who have different races, but share the same type of
ideals.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't get. Like, you know, you can meet a white person and a black person and they have the same goals in life, come up with from the same background, you know, went to the same schools. I mean, I don't know if that's rare. You think it's rare or?
No, because right now.
Because, you know, people stereotype. They put blacks in this category, whites here.
But right now the world is small. We can touch each other in a matter of seconds. I mean, not physically, but I'm on YouTube right now. I've checked our views. We have views all in Angola and all the way over in Sweden and stuff. It's weird that the world has become smaller, and we still talk about racism. We still talk about blacks hating blacks, whites hating whites,
Asians hating Asians. I mean, all races. I hear people say how they hate. I mean, and then the thing, some people want to change their color. Oh gosh, that's another thing. Like,
oh man. I was watching Tyra Banks and that little boy, not that little boy, that dark, that big dude. He was on there. They put a wig on him, a blonde wig, and put a cake pan full of makeup on him, and he was so fucking happy. He was so fucking happy to be presented as a white person, and it made me wonder. You do you. Everybody has their own taste and whatever you want, but why? If you've never lived a life as a white person, how would you know it's any better than being black? How would you know that being black is, any better than being white? We need to learn to live with each other. It's like gay people want to get married. Okay, what's standing in the way of that? It's a diversion, because that can easily happen. It can easily happen.
Well, the thing about some people wanting to be white is the cultural differences from slavery, from, the history. Some people look at that and say, hey, if I was white, maybe I wouldn't have to deal with, if they were in that time, maybe they wouldn't have to deal with, segregation and all those types of things.
Look, to hit everybody on some things, if you read real hard, you read real deep, you'll see that there were black people who were fluent in that time.
But not many.
They weren't stinking rich, but they were fluent. They had things. They owned slaves. And there were people, it's just like right now, there are people who live very comfortable, there are people who live sub-comfortable, and there are people who are just poor.
Right.
And the racial divide doesn't count when you're counting money. It doesn't. If you have money, you can live a totally different life than a poor person. Because right now, we shouldn't even be focused on racism as much as we should be focused on class. If you look at it, I watch TV, and I'm watching Paris Hilton, just pull that name out of it, going to a store and spend $250,000 on some bullshit, 2-3 pieces. And here I am. She spent what I paid on my house on a pair of shoes. One pair of shoes. $50,000.
Oh, one pair of shoes?
One pair of fucking shoes. Are you serious? And I'm like,
one pair of shoes? No, she couldn't have spent that much on one pair of shoes.
One pair of shoes. I watched it. Now, here's a black man. He may have turned himself pale, but, he may have become pale from vitiligo, but he went in the store and spent $1 million+ on just whimsical, not even looking at what he was buying. I want that. It's classism now. It's not racism. It's stupid. To be sitting around talking about I hate black people. No, you need to get with some people.
Or white people, because some people.
Or to say you hate white people, or to say whatever race you are that you hate it. Really, you need to get together, because what's happening here is divide and conquer. But if it's like this, you can't conquer that. If you had 6 people together with one idea, y'all can get rich. You can be well off in 5 years if you work at it. As long as everybody's divided, you can't get 5 people together to do shit.
I'm telling you.
I'm on YouTube. I can't get my family members to watch. So just think about it. You can't get 5 people to do this and ball a fist and punch the piss out of society. You don't have to look at yourself as black and white. What you really should be looking at is we're poor. And there's some rich bitches out there that are making oogles of money off of us because we keep buying their shit. That's what you should be thinking about. Oh, he's black. No. Does he have a mind? Can he think of something with me and we come together and create something that will make money? Because right now, all we doing is turning around, pulling our pants down, and letting them yam us up because we buy energy. We buy cars year after year. We buy the new watch, the new phone. How many fucking new phones can there be? Why you didn't make that bitch the way it's supposed to be the first fucking year? iPhone was selling the phone for $600. And then, after that, they turned that phone and sold it for $200 and put another phone out. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. These flat screen TVs, $2,000 last year. We went and looked at that same fucking TV. It's now $700. It's classism. Racism is really a stupid divide. It's a diversion. It's to get your mind off of what's really going on. We're getting fucked over. Who owns these gas stations and all this oil? And why are we paying $4 and $5 for gas? My wife told me, some woman on YouTube said, I treated myself to something very expensive.
Well, not on YouTube. That was on Facebook.
What she said?
She treated herself to something very nice and expensive. A tank of gas.
A full tank of gas. And we talking about we can't stand black, white, Spanish. You can't stand yourself. That's the stupidest thing. I don't know what's up with YouTube. I really don't know. I'm worn out with this whole thing because what can we say?
I think you said a hell of a lot.
Really, this is beyond bullshit. Two people yelling at each other and talking about I'm KKK and I'm Muslim. All right, let's get together and make some money.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
It really is.
But
on a lighter note, Beyonce got a new single out.
It's actually a song that I like. I've listened to it.
The name of the song is
The Best Thing I Never Had.
I love that song.
Yeah, it's dope.
I love this song. I like it. I think this is the best song on it so far. I like it.
Yeah, because really it's the most normal sound.
Yeah, I like it. It's got a nice beat to it. I like most of the lyrics. I like it. I think this is the best song for me.
Yeah.
So far that she's released. I love this song, I must say. I can listen to this song over and over and over. I like this song. This song, I like it. I really like it. I listened to it like 3 times in a row. I like it. Now I like this one.
I'm in the next room trying to do some music.
Wasn't a fan of the other ones, but I like this one. This song here is good. I really like it. So I hope this one, get to the top of the charts.
Me too. I really hope it
because this one's good. I like it.
I really want to see her do well. Lady Gaga did a fucking amazing.
Let me tell you something about this Lady Gaga.
1.1 million?
The first week.
Ooh, I would like to see what's next week.
Oh, but let me tell you something about her. I watched Lady Gaga yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Yesterday on this. Oh my God, forgive me. I just happened to turn the TV on and she was doing an interview on MTV, I think. MTV or
Everywhere.
VH1. Somebody, y'all probably know what I'm talking about. I'm so sorry, I don't remember, but she was crying. She was talking about her childhood. She was talking about how, about her parents, her daddy, and how when she first started, I guess she was in a group with this other chick, and it was the other chick, I guess, gave her name. She was Lady somebody, and she was Lady Gaga. It was touching. It was kind of when she started talking about her family and her upbringing and how hard where she came from. I had a different respect for her. Like she said she did a show and it was just they didn't have no money and it was very cheap. They would get on the stage because she said she was like a musician first. Well, and not necessarily a pop star, but her dream was to become a pop star. It was touching. I really wish I need to go back and watch that interview again because it was real. I loved the interview. She was saying how she liked to ride a bike down the street, and she said her people get so mad at her because they're like, where have you been waiting? She was like, she just took a ride on a bike. And what's the worst could happen, she said. Somebody's going to say, hey, are you Gaga? It was very good. I wish you could have seen it. The interview was very good, but I'm sure we could find it and look at it again. But I caught pieces of it, but the part that I
always thought she was talented.
Yes.
I like musicians. I like people who can play and sing. Singing is good, but if you can play, that's a whole separate career. you can always work.
She was talking about how she's Italian, and she was talking about she's really normal. Most people don't realize that she's really, normal. Besides, her fame and everything, and how her parents would cook pasta and. They would sausage and meatball pasta, and how they would really do the sauce, and they would, I guess, do it from the tomatoes. Like, that was some good sauce, I bet.
Yeah.
Because when she was saying that was making me hungry, because it sounded like that shit was gonna be tasting good. But I just don't know. It's something like when you see these people do these. When I seen her do this interview, it almost made me feel like I had a small connection, like I could see her besides the fame. I could see something else, because she's a human being. You look at these people as these big celebrities, but they're still just human. So I felt like I had I could understand her a little bit more as a person as opposed to the artist. So I want to watch it again.
I would like to see that, because I always liked her.
But I didn't see the whole thing.
I just, I'm always busy. I can't even sit down 2 seconds. But, I want to kind of know the music a little better, because know the person a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And, I hear a song here and there, but I want to know the person. See what she's about, as opposed to, I see the new song is called Judas or whatever. I want to kind of get into her.
Sometimes I think it's better to get an inside glimpse of the person themselves, besides all that stuff, because sometimes you could actually get to talk to a person in depth and really just talk to them about their life and everything. You'll have a different you'll get a better understanding of who that person is, because it's easy to judge somebody or look at them from the outside, but to get a glimpse of the person on the inside is something totally different. So I really would like to see that interview again. I don't really know what the title, because I caught a little bit of it. But I'm going to look for it again, because I want to watch the whole thing again. But it was interesting, the piece I did see. Yep.
Well, that's all we had to talk about.
Yes, you guys.
And
that's it.
check us out on Dee Dee has a separate hair channel. Dee Dee Woods channel. And I have a music channel, Kerry L. Woods. On YouTube. So check us out and tell us what you think. Subscribe.
Yes, please.
Thumbs up
and
and comment.
To our other videos, our other channels and subscribe. I need some subscribers.
and if anybody needs some music, give me a holler. You can email me personally on YouTube. You know how I go. So y'all have a good one, and don't drink too much. It's the weekend. And get to work on Monday now.
It's Thursday, boo.
Well,